DGENZ, the show starts now. Welcome to the weekly roundtable, where the takes are hot and FOMO set to disable. Welcome to the weekly roundtable, where friends are made and we all drink that red maple.
This changes everything. Could change everything, including crypto as we know it right now. We will talk about that and, of course, everything else crypto, everything that's been going on in the market in the last week. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget that nothing on the stream should be considered financial advice. It is strictly for entertainment and educational purposes only. We have a big show today. If you haven't heard, tomorrow is a big day in crypto. We're going to be discussing the White House Crypto Summit and what we could possibly expect from that. So let's get right to it. I'm going to bring up the rest of the panel. We have Crypto Cruiser, Terry Motive, and Juan G joining me this week. How's everyone doing?
Great. Doing well.
Fantastic.
Doing another week in crypto. Let's go.
All right. Okay, let's get right to it. We'll start off with the headlines this week. There's a lot to get to, so we will touch on everything that has happened in this week in crypto and what to expect in the coming days. First of all, as we mentioned, or as I mentioned at the top, the White House Crypto Summit is tomorrow. There's a lot of speculation as to what could come out of that. There's rumors about a reserve, different cryptocurrencies that have been mentioned previously. Will they be included? Will it just be Bitcoin and Ethereum? We'll have to wait and see tomorrow. Or will there even be an announcement about a crypto reserve? We'll have to wait and see exactly what is mentioned. There was rumblings today that there were going to be a few executive orders signed. I'm not sure if anything came of that or if it's crypto related, but once again, we'll find out tomorrow. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is World Liberty Financial. I'm going to bring this up now. World Liberty Financial has teamed with SUI. As you can see here in the article, we'll go over the article briefly here. The World Liberty Financial and SUI ink a strategic reserve deal and collaboration. Leading Layer 1 blockchain SUI unveiled a collaboration with World Liberty Financial, pioneering decentralized finance DeFi protocol rooted in their shared vision for more open and transparent financial world. As the World Liberty Financial SUI begin to explore product development opportunities, they plan to include SUI assets in MicroStrategy, a strategy token reserve designed to bolster leading projects. We are very excited to work with SUI. This is the ambassador for SUI. We are very excited to work with SUI and explore the innovative opportunities this collaboration presents. That was Eric Trump that said that. For those that don't know, he is the ambassador, Web3 ambassador at World Liberty Financial. We chose SUI for its American-born innovation combined with impressive scale and adoption. It is a natural complement to our mission of bringing decentralized finance to more Americans. Co-founder of Liberty Financial said, given our plans to support foundational DeFi assets in the coming months, collaborating with SUI was an obvious decision. Now, I've always been a big fan of SUI. The channel has been a big fan of SUI for a while, and it seems that World Liberty Financial also feels that SUI is a very, very good project. We're thrilled with the World Liberty Financial team has agreed to explore collaborations with SUI. We believe that the combination of SUI's technology and the ambitions of the World Liberty Financial could help redefine how the world stores and uses assets. This is from Evan Chang, co-founder of Miston Labs, the original contributor to SUI. We share a vision of a future where people take back control of their finances, creations, and online agency. And our work together will make that vision a reality faster. So this is really, really good news for any of those that are fans of SUI. SUI's been up and coming. They're fairly new, just over a year old, but they have proven to be fast, cheap, and a very stable blockchain. And there's been a lot of development, especially in the DeFi space on SUI. I'm going to go around the horn here, gentlemen, just get a quick comment. I'm not sure if any of you had heard about this news. I actually just found out about it this afternoon myself. But I'll start with you, Cruiser. I know you are a fan of SUI just as I am. And do you think this is a good thing? How do you think this is going to be for the SUI project as a whole?
I think any collaboration would be a good thing for the project, for the company. So I definitely think it's a good thing for SUI. I haven't really gotten too far into the details of it, or maybe they haven't released them, but at the surface, it seems like a great thing for SUI. let's hope it works out that way.
Agreed. Juan, yourself.
Well, anything that allows crypto space as a whole to kind of grow into different directions, and one of them being with the government, it's a great thing, right? They can keep an eye on it, continue to facilitate its growth within different sectors. So to me, this is nothing but great, not just for SUI, but more for just the entirety of crypto when the government's getting involved on a project like this.
Yes, it's amazing news, and it can only, there may be more details to come tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But Terry, what about yourself? Did you hear about this, and what are your thoughts?
I did, and I guess it's not really any surprise. And I think, of course, it's very, very good for SUI. I think that it's very, very likely that the administration is going to encourage, encourage, if not foster, the project at this point.
Agreed. Okay, the next thing we want to go over is I wanted to mention that the top change by app revenue for the month of February. Those numbers came in. Here's the little graph here. Solana continues to lead the way, 280 million in app revenue last month. Ethereum second place, 59 million. But there are a few others that are coming, very close to Ethereum. We have Hyperliquid, which has been all the rage lately. I've been hearing really, really good things about Hyperliquid. 45.6 million, just behind Ethereum. And then Base and BNB and Avalanche, the others round off the top 10. But or Sonic is here as well, which is another brand new one, like literally brand new, not very old at all. Now, this is no surprise that Solana is leading the way again. But seeing these other layer ones begin to creep up, and new technology coming out is very it's a positive for the space, because as technology grows and these new chains and stuff develop and become and launch, and they bring out new and innovative technology in the crypto space, is really, really good to see. It's the old adage we've been saying for a while that Ethereum, I heard today that they've actually postponed their update that's coming up because of a few bugs. They're hurting. And, as bad as it is to say, we do really need Ethereum to kind of lead the charge here, because Ethereum is, the number 2 chain in crypto and the number 1 L1 when it comes to DeFi and stuff in this space. And we really need it to pick up, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like they're really doing a whole lot to kind of stay ahead of the game. All these other new chains are slowly creeping up and going to eventually take over. I'll be curious to see what March brings for Hyperliquid, to see if they actually do pass Ethereum when it comes to TVL on their apps. But here's hoping that Ethereum can get their act together. But I'm not too convinced that they're going to, unfortunately. That brings us to the next headline. We were talking, Juan, you mentioned to me that New York Assembly bills are being introduced to combat crypto fraud. Did you have a little bit more information on that?
Well, right now, I don't know if this is really ideally good news, right? I think we've all kind of agreed that it'll be awesome to have some level of accountability or some level of assuredness for us as far as people who buy and sell crypto. However, New York has always been kind of the extreme, right? They've always they're the ones who never even allowed BNB to be bought in New York because they had their own exchange. So I just don't see how this would be beneficial as a whole. Who knows? Maybe they're wrong, right? Maybe they're trying to align themselves with the way this current administration is kind of handling things. Right? I mean, who knows? They tend to lean left, but you never know. Well, with that being said, I don't know. I'm not too excited about it. I'm glad that they're looking at it, right? Anytime any eyes on crypto and the safety for the space is should be positive, right? But I just think they're gonna just take it too far. And next thing you know, everything will be taxed, everything will be regulated, and every penny will be looked at. So, for now, they haven't spoken specifically on how they want to hold people accountable or talk about specifics to people who release memes or coins. 'Cause I think that's what the target is to focus on memes right now. But until I get a more robust answer, this is something I have to keep an eye on for you guys, and hopefully be able to report to you guys maybe later on in the month.
Crazy, you're muted.
Sorry, my bad. As I was saying, I posted on the DGENZ Discord, Terry. I'm pretty sure you read it, but there's a lot of people that were once very bullish on Solana, and now they've kind of, they're really upset with the way they've handled the meme coins and stuff like that. And what I said on there is it would be nice if there was some regulation, or at least really a form of enforcement regulation. But for those that do want to launch a meme coin, have a little bit of accountability. Have to KYC, and they have to go through all these different types of checks or identity. What am I trying to say? Identity verification. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. And that way we can kind of weed out the bad apples in the meme coin space. But so maybe the New York, the assembly bills will be something along those lines, where they want to make sure that anyone who's going to launch a crypto project, not just meme coins, but any crypto project, are held accountable, and they're completely KYC'd. And that way, there's a little bit of trust. And if they do decide to rug or pull or scam, that they they're going to have to be held account to it. Maybe something like that will happen. We'll have to wait and see. But any kind of enforcement to fraud, especially if they leave all the legit projects alone, and the builders and developers leave them alone, and just go after the ones that are the bad apples. But that remains to be seen. And the last thing I wanted to go over here before we get on to the main talking points, this is the global money supply over the Bitcoin chart. Now, as you can see, I know a lot of people are saying that this could possibly be the beginning of the bear, and that Bitcoin is not going to hit new all-time highs. There's a lot of negative sentiment in the market right now, and the fear and greed index really shows that, because right now we're currently at, I believe, 26 is what we were at this morning, which is extreme fear. So what we have here is the global money supply in green, overlaid with the Bitcoin price in black. Now, there is a little bit of a delay, as you can see down here, global money supply. This says 3 months. I've heard anything from 1 to 3 months, so anytime, anywhere in that time period. And as you can see, as the money supply went sideways, Bitcoin went sideways, money supply went up, Bitcoin went up, money supply went down, Bitcoin went down. Currently, due to many other factors, but also the fact that China is actually pumping, they're printing money, and they're pumping, I believe it's $190 billion into their economy. And the global money supply is reflecting that. It is on the rise quite a bit. Hopefully, if Bitcoin does continue its pace of following the global money supply, we may have a little bit of sideways chop here, but good luck is on the horizon, or good news is on the horizon, where Bitcoin price will probably begin to go up again. And we all believe that until we see some of the indicators that prove otherwise. I do believe we are still in a bull market. Mind you, it's unlike previous bull markets. There's a lot more manipulation this time around, which is unfortunate. That's something else we'll touch on here in a minute. But that is the global money supply chart against Bitcoin, and so far it looks good. We'll have to wait and see what happens, especially tomorrow. So, talking about tomorrow, let's discuss this crypto summit that is coming. I'm not really, no one can really say for sure exactly what's going to be announced and what is going to be involved in this summit. But of course, there is speculation that it's going to be, in part, be about the new crypto reserve. And they've already mentioned a few coins such as XRP, Solana was there, Ethereum, Bitcoin. And today, as we see, SUI has formed a partnership with Liberty Financial, which of course is a direct project from Trump himself and his family. So I'll go around the horn here. I'll start with you, Terry. What do you expect to come out of the summit tomorrow, and how do you feel it's going to affect crypto overall for the remainder of the bull market?
Well, volatility, absolutely. You're going to see volatility there. And I guess my advice would be set orders and take profits, because I think you're going to see probably some false moves. I think you're going to see some unsustainable moves. I don't think it matters what they talk about tomorrow. I mean, honestly, they could talk about ponies, because there's going to be so many people, so many crypto people tuned in, that anything that they say that has any reference to crypto at all is going to spark a little buying frenzy, in my personal opinion.
Do you feel that some of it might already be priced in, though, because it's pretty much well known that it's going to be talked about? It's going to be crypto, right?
Yeah, I do. I think that, and I've seen a lot of charts with the ones that have been talked about by Trump, the ones that have been announced by in the Reserve, the ones that are held by World Liberty Financial, or that Finker is involved with, or what have you. All these intersecting circles or ellipses. So I think a lot of people are figuring the angles, and it could very well be a sell the news event, and that's what I mean by that, like that false move. Like you might get a little run on the announcement and then a dump afterwards. I think this one, it's just going to be really, really hard to call. It's like Fed numbers sometimes. You're not really sure what they're going to be. You're not sure what they're going to say, or what the tone or the sentiment's going to be. So it's going to be really difficult to gauge the market's reaction. The one thing you can be absolutely certain of, though, is that the market is poised, is absolutely coiled and ready to make. It doesn't know which way it's going to jump yet, but it's ready.
Yeah, agreed. One thing we've seen in this market so far, other than the crazy volatility and the sideways action for long periods of time, is there's been a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news. The other thing I've noticed too, we complained earlier in the cycle that there wasn't really any retail in the market yet, which was true. And then as we started reaching those all-time highs, retail did enter. But since then, the manipulators, the lizard people, whatever you want to call them, they have really been taking the liquidity out of the market. There's been heavy manipulation. There's been rumors about Binance and Wintermute and all these exchanges doing these shady things. Not illegal, but shady. And a lot of the retail that did enter the market, they've been shaken out. And I think tomorrow's summit, a lot of the retail may come back in depending on what's announced. One thing I really don't want to see, obviously there's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news. That happens all the time. But what I wouldn't want to see is the manipulators decide to take advantage of that again, because if that happens again, a lot of these retail that are fragile, because remember, fear and greed is way down right now. So the market sentiment is not very good. So we do get a huge pump tomorrow, and especially if the pump is initiated by the manipulators, and then there is a sell-off. I'm just worried that the retail that take losses this time will be shaken out, and this time for good. They won't return this bull market, and that's worst case scenario. I really hope that doesn't happen. Like we've been telling all our viewers, this entire market, bull market, make sure you invest in those projects that you believe in, and it's got to be a long-term hold. And make sure you don't use high leverage. Keep your leverage low if you're going to use leverage at all, because as we've seen right now, pretty much any leverage that was in the market has been flushed out, and it probably will happen again. So make sure that you trade within your risk tolerance, and be safe. I'll go to Juan, you next. How do you think tomorrow's going to shake down, and what do you think is going to come out of it?
Well, for me personally, I always kind of look towards gold to help me decide what moves might be coming in the crypto space. And gold's been selling. As a matter of fact, I just caught a $9 move during this stream because it hit my buy stop, my sell stop, sorry. And it went below 2,900. So just because I knew that when certain moves are happening, people want to be prepared, get their money together. And gold is one of those things where people get their money together for. And so I'm thinking that we should have a nice day tomorrow. I'm thinking there's going to be a pump that could be temporary, right? But a pump nonetheless. But I kind of do agree with what Terry's saying for different reasons, though. They already kind of dropped the ball for us on Monday with news that should have happened but didn't happen, and the expectations weren't there. So this is one of those things where people are making moves in anticipation for something positive, and then the ball gets dropped. So this is where you got to pay attention. So gold can have a nice field day tomorrow, right? Can go down and support crypto, or it can just everybody can just put their money right back into gold because the news they expected wasn't there. And this is where you kind of have to play that game, right? Be, like Terry said, prepared. Take your profits, no matter how large, how small. If it hits your target, don't look back at the chart and say, "Oh man, I wish I would have held longer." Take your profits and enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, master multitasker Juan, great advice. Cruiser, what about yourself?
Well, I'm watching a couple things. Or keeping a couple things in mind here. One being that I think the summit itself, whatever discussions they have, will facilitate a move in the market. Well, most likely a spike of some sort. But I'm not sure if it'll go to the extent that it could, simply because they can talk all they want, but as far as I know, to the best of my knowledge, without congressional approval, they can't really do anything. So I think until that comes, I mean, I'm sure it'll cause a spike in the market. But I think the real jump, if it's going to happen, will be when Congress says, "Yeah, okay, go ahead," and then then things start happening from the government side, start purchasing whatever they need to do. So I think that might even be the bigger spike in the market. The other thing I'm watching tomorrow is now this could have changed the last couple hours, but last I read earlier that Garlinghouse hasn't confirmed that he's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of notables there at the summit, but I'm not sure if it's anything to read into if the CEO of Ripple himself isn't going to go to the summit. I wonder if that's going to have some effect on what happens and what the result of the summit is. So I'm keeping a close eye on that.
That's a good point, because I did hear that. Well, I didn't know that Garlinghouse wasn't going to be there, but Vitalik Buterin is going to be there. Anatoly from Solana is going to be there. All the major players are going to be there. So, yeah, you're right. If he isn't there, that maybe he's just busy, can't make it. Who knows? But
well, as of earlier today, he confirmed he will be in Washington, but he would not confirm that he's going to attend the summit. As of about noon today, he hadn't decided whether he's going to go or not, but he will be in Washington. So maybe it's a last minute decision for him.
Yeah, well, it could mean something, or it could be a nothing burger. We'll have to
It
wait
could
and
be,
see.
yeah.
Well, tomorrow will definitely be interesting. That's for sure. I'm not sure. Well, no one can really be for sure exactly what's going to be announced, but you are right. They that the administration can't just say, "Yeah, we're going to invest," and then go ahead. You're right. They do have to get approval. Maybe that's why partly the World Liberty Financial has begun a partnership with SUI, because obviously they don't have to go through Congress to get that approved. It's their own personal business. So that is the news. I'm not sure if any of you have any last comments on the summit tomorrow. Anything else I may have missed, or any opinions on how you think it's going to shake out? If not, we'll head to Market Watch. I want to see how Bitcoin is doing currently.
Yeah, let's get to Market Watch. Saul just put in a 15-minute candle minus 4%.
Ouch. Okay. Well, yeah, let's get right to the charts then. And here is the Bitcoin chart. Whoa. Yeah, look at that. I'm going to go to the hourly because it seems to be. Yeah, that's not a very pretty candle that we just got in the last hour. I'm not sure if news came out or anything, but Bitcoin's currently at 86,694. Oh, my bad. I went to the minute. We'll check out the other ones in just a minute as well, the Solana and the like. So that okay. So we showed on Monday, and we showed last week. Last week we closed this CME gap that we had down at 78,000, and then on Monday we showed that we closed the one from the weekend. Bitcoin had a massive pump on that news on Sunday, and then of course an equal retrace on Monday, and we closed that CME gap that we had. And we did get back up into this buy zone, liquidity zone, but we have rejected down from that. Like I said, currently at 86,813. That's an interesting candle. I want to see. You said Solana had a dip. Let's check out the Solana. Where are we? Where are you? I know I have you. There you are. Okay. There's the Solana price. So yeah, for whatever reason, who knows? Maybe we were talking earlier in the stream about the buy the rumor, sell the news. Maybe the selling has already begun, which I don't understand because the summit hasn't even begun yet. But okay, so back to the Bitcoin price. We did dip below. We filled this CME gap, came up, touched the liquidity zone, and came back down. Now, gentlemen, what do you see Bitcoin doing tomorrow? Obviously, if there's some really, really bullish news, then clearly the Bitcoin price will go up. Any kind of crypto news or anything that has to do with server or putting it in there on the well, I guess they can't put it on the government account without Congress approval, but with plans to buy Bitcoin, we should see a little bit of pump. And if Bitcoin does go up, then obviously the other ones as well. If there are any specific cryptos that are mentioned at the summit for a reserve, above and beyond, or even including the ones that have already been mentioned, then obviously those ones will go up as well. So any theories as to why the Bitcoin price as well as the altcoins are going down now? Have you guys heard anything? I'm not reading anything on Watch a Girl. You guys hear anything?
No, I'm not.
For me,
go ahead, Juan, please.
Go ahead. Oh, all right. So for me, I'm looking at does it make sense to drop the price now? And for certain players, yes, it does. Right? Let's drop the price so we can buy cheap and sell high. Right? Is this part of maybe some capitulation to get some big to make it more enticing? Yeah, I can see that. It makes the candle tomorrow look even better. So this wouldn't be a surprising move, and it's something we've seen in the past repeat itself prior to huge news. A small little kind of dump to kind of encourage buyers.
Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, I think it's dropped into an area where you would expect to see some support, right? So somewhere in that $86,000, $87,000 level. I've got a fib there too. 86.6 it looks like fib, but there was some consolidation there previously, and the super quick drop like that, I expect some of that to come back up. I think we'll probably see a bounce back to like 88.34, something like that, and then probably continuation back down. So there was a little bit head and shoulders formation on the hourly too, and so I think it smashed through the neckline on that, which was 80, about 88.4-ish. So that I would expect it to come back 88.4, maybe even 88.5-ish. Retest that and then continue on down.
I'm just reading the latest updates here on TradingView. Nothing really new on there that we haven't seen. Okay, so that's the Bitcoin price. Go to the USDT dominance, which is now spiking back up. We had begun a bit of a drop. We got actually below 5, and now it's back up over 5.08%. We'd like to see that come down because the USDT or stables anyway, we want them in the market, not sitting on the sidelines. So currently that is on the way up. Let's check out the Bitcoin dominance. It is dipping a little bit. It's just kind of chopping sideways now. We did begin to drop. We formed this W pattern, rejected off this upper trend line, and now just kind of chopping sideways. We did get a rejection here last week as well, and now we're just chopping sideways. So ideally, for the bull market to look healthy and to continue, we'd like to see the Bitcoin dominance drop. So we're still hoping it comes down in this area here. If we can get down, the mid to low 50%. Things will be looking good for our altcoins, but currently dominance is at 61.42%. And then, of course, we will mention, or I will mention, Pi. We went over this crypto upon launch. Cruiser and myself, and even Juan, we've been mining this thing for years and years and years. It was nice to see it finally launched to mainnet. Did get all the way up, close to, did it get $3 even? Yeah, pretty close to $3. It has since retraced, and now it's going sideways. sitting at $1.82, which is really, really good. I honestly didn't expect it to continue this high. I knew we'd get an initial pump, but I thought there would be a sell-off and a dump, but it hasn't really. It's maintained. It's held pretty well. Like I said, $1.81.79, which is not too shabby for those who have been mining Pi for years. It's a nice little free airdrop, and if you held on to it, you are sitting pretty right now. And then gold. Juan, did you want to touch on gold a little bit while we have the chart up? I'm going to switch back to the daily. I know you touched on it a few minutes ago, but if you want to, if there's anything you wanted to add.
As you can see, gold has been on a nice uptrend for the latter part of the maybe 2 weeks. But as you see now, right, the price of gold is starting to go down, maybe flirt with that EMA. I wouldn't be surprised, as we discussed, right? These type of moves tend to happen, especially around news events, either to help support or or to move funds to other parts of their business. And here we go. Gold just kind of flirting with that 2,900 mark. Right now, back to 2,905, but I can definitely see it go down, and just to prepare. That doesn't mean that it's gonna stay there. It's probably just a weekend thing, just to kind of, again, support crypto and whatever news might be coming out of there. Truly don't know what the news for tomorrow is going to look like. As much as I try to speculate, it could be anything from no taxes on crypto to something as simple as that it's going to be uniformly a form of payment going forward that everybody can use, right? All of those could be bullish news. It could be bearish news. At the end of I just, with gold right now, just pay attention. It'll help you guide you tomorrow into what decisions you want to make with your trading. It's one of those things that diverge and kind of work hand in hand. For me, if I was a betting man, I'm gonna short it. I already had a nice profit day, so I'm probably gonna use some of these profits to short it some more.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, what else do we want to show here? Oh, I did want to show the ETF inflows. We had mentioned on Monday that we did have an inflow day on the Friday, but since then we have had 2 outflows and then 1 inflow yesterday, which was, I'm trying to see that, 22 million. So nothing major. Not really a lot going on in the ETFs now for the last week since prior to the weekend. As you can see here, IBIT is in inflows, Fidelity inflows, GBTC obviously outflows, ARC outflows, but yeah, not too much going on there. I think tomorrow the summit may begin a cascade, hopefully, of inflows when it comes to the ETF, but we'll have to see. And then the CBBI, give this a refresh. Currently, we are sitting at 67. Yep, 67. So none of the indicators. Actually, there is this one, the RHODL, but that one, yeah, it's been not disproven, but inaccurate. So I excluded it from this list. But all the other ones, as you can see, nowhere near the cycle top, according to these indicators. This is a chart that combines all of these indicators into one and gives us kind of an indication as to when or how close we are to the top of the cycle. Once we get up into the high 90s, mid to high 90s, we're starting to peak out, but we're nowhere near. We're at a 67. So nothing to see there. That's it for the charts and info. Now let's go back to the summit tomorrow. I haven't really heard any specifics on what is going to be announced. We're all assuming it's going to have something to do with a crypto reserve, whether it be altcoins included in that or Bitcoin, but a plan, not necessarily that they are actually buying or going to be doing it, because as Cruiser mentioned, that kind of has to be approved. But even an announcement for a reserve will be bullish for the market. Now, that aside, do you gentlemen feel that there could be anything else that is discussed in this summit? Because obviously they go over a lot of different things when they have a crypto summit, and considering that we have the heads or CEOs of a lot of these major cryptos, let's speculate. Let's put our tinfoil hats here for a second, and let's discuss what could possibly also be discussed or announced. at the summit. I'll go around the horn. Terry, I'm not sure if you put much thought on it, but what else you feel might be announced at the summit tomorrow?
As far as specifics, I don't know, but I would certainly expect some plans that the administration had to be put forward. Maybe something a little bit more concrete. Some sort of a description of how they're going to put that together. Maybe there'll be another department. Who knows? I think that there will probably be a lot more promotion of the accomplishments. I think that I think Trump's kind of beating that drum on that right now, right? Just trying to build more support. So I think we'll see that. I don't know specifically. I really can't say, but I would expect them to be promoting some sort of initiatives.
Yeah, agreed. Cruiser, yourself?
I'm just getting caught up on a couple of breaking news items on X, and it says on here that Trump signed the executive order at 7:16 this evening.
Oh, so he just did sign it. Okay.
Just did. At 7:16, he signed the executive order to establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve in the U.S. So I wonder now if that changes the summit tomorrow. Not changes the summit itself, but how those discussions happen or what is discussed. Because it was expected that he was going to, or speculated that he was going to sign the executive order at the summit, after having discussions. But I wonder if now that changes everything as far as discussions go at the summit now that he signed it the day before.
This just kind of maybe paves the way for the details that they're going to announce tomorrow now.
Yeah, possibly. So, well, now it's getting more interesting. So
yeah,
we'll
so
see what happens.
He signed the executive order for a Bitcoin strategic reserve.
Yes, Bitcoin specifically.
Yeah, and he's already made the announcement about a crypto strategic reserve. So obviously two separate things. So yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll hear details on that. Now, Juan, do you think there could be something completely different, something that we're not even thinking about that gets announced tomorrow? Maybe something that would just kind of blow our minds and be a real catalyst for the market.
The biggest challenge here is, he hasn't given a lot of clues, nor do I expect a lot, right? But when you try to put pieces together, he just signed legislation recently, and you would think that the prices would be pumping, but it's not. So does that mean that people now starting to read parts of the bill and found out, hey, there's nothing here, right? It's just, again, foundation, but no real direction. No real backing. So that could be part of it. That why, maybe prices are not doing what they're doing. But then again, right, you have all these leaders showing up to throw up a nothing burger. Doesn't sound very productive, right? Not a productive mark of their time, or it's just for show, right? Let's just put everybody, just make a presentation that we all hear together to move crypto in one place, government and these leaders in the crypto space. But again, right? I don't think Trump is making a move for crypto just to kind of say, hey, here I am, and do nothing. He's a showman, and I believe that he's going to show something, right? I think that Monday probably left a sour taste in everybody's mouths, and I think Friday can make it up.
Well, we had mentioned on just a few minutes ago, we were hoping that this, or we were wondering if this could possibly be a buy the rumor and now sell the news. And it was just announced 7:14 according to Watcher Guru, and now look at this candle. Talk about selling the news. So we had buy the rumor all day and yesterday, and now sell the news.
And if you look at it closer, you'll see that at 7 p.m. it was going up, and at 7:15 upon the signing and the news broke, it's been crashing ever since.
Yeah, we had a nice little pump all the way up to 91,277, and now currently we are at 85,387, so 296. continues to drop.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it looks like we are having that buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, I expected this maybe tomorrow, so we're kind of getting this now. So this kind of begs the question: what is going to happen tomorrow? I guess we'll wait and see. Look at that candle. That is just crazy. Wow. What was that, $6,000 candle? Yeah, $6,000 candle. Only 4 more thousand to go to make it a God candle. Of course, it's in the wrong direction, but God candle nonetheless. So what do you guys make of this? What do you think is happening here? Do you think it is the classic buy the rumor, sell the news? Terry?
Seems like it, really does. And if what happened previously, recently, and generally happens in the past holds true, you'll see price recover. Okay, what you see right here on the chart that you've got on the screen there is you have a super volatile move that smashes through the moving average. The vast majority of time you see something like that, at the very least the moving average is recovered, and often a greater portion of the move. So I'd be looking for a bounce.
Bounce back up to 85.5 approximately, or 87.5, sorry. Yeah, well, this confirms the buy the rumor, sell the news. So this is what we're always trying to warn our viewers about, that if sometimes when you buy into news and you get a candle like this, the worst thing you can do is to panic sell. Just hold on to it. Shut your charts off, turn off your computer, go touch some grass, spend some time with the family, maybe watch your favorite show, because when you look at the charts again tomorrow, it'll be like it never happened. So yeah, hopefully it does recover quickly, as you had mentioned. What was the other one you said that was dipping? Soul. Yeah, Soul is taking a dip. Everything is, right across the board. Doesn't matter what it is. SUI, even though it had a nice day today because of that news with Liberty Financial, it's dumped as well. It's back below where it was this morning. It's back where it was yesterday. So that's what it is. That's the market for you. Ebbs and flows, ups and downs. Especially the way this bull market has gone, there's been a lot of manipulation, a lot of liquidity flushing, and that's what it is. That's why you DCA into your favorite tokens and you close your wallet and you don't look at it. Maybe look at it every couple of days, or at least keep your ear to the news. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you gentlemen want to discuss before we sign off for this evening? Is there anything you guys have been following? Any news that I may have missed or that is important that we should let our viewers know? Juan, I'll start with you.
Well, for those who didn't catch the stream on Monday, still proud of XRP kind of outdoing Ethereum, even if it was just for a little bit on fully diluted shares. So that's an amazing thing, an accomplishment I didn't think we were going to even see this year. That's an amazing move. And I think the fact that the market is dumping today is kind of lackluster, right? Kind of taking away some of that shine that they had. So and even Cardano had a 60% move also during the beginning of the week. So these things are just eroding all the goodwill that's being put up. I truly think that this move that's happening right now is just, again, in preparation for tomorrow, whether it's for a discount or for a further downtrend, right? Depending on what the news is. And people are just getting prepared right now to either, hey, let's pump it back up, or continue the selling and move into sells. This is just, it's tough. It's tough to witness, especially with all the goodwill that's been going on. But like we've always said on this channel, always be prepared. Put your buy stops, put your sell stops, your limits, your take profits, and let things kind of organically happen for you. And you'll always be prepared no matter what situation happens on the market.
Agreed. That's a good way to put it. Cruiser, what about yourself? Is there anything we may have missed? Anything you want to discuss?
No, nothing really to add. I'll just say that through all certainty with everything else, I'm just super pumped about Pi holding its own and not being really affected like everything else. 6 years of, well, I won't call it work, but waiting is certainly paying off now. So you take the good and the bad, right? So
exactly. And Terry, yourself to close it off.
If we got a couple of minutes, I want to take a speed run through a couple of.
Of course. Let me show your screen here. There you go.
Right on. We're taking a look at bread here, and bread is in a continuation cup formation. It has pulled back to the 618. This is a buy zone. Now it is the first bounce, so I think we may see it just come up here to like the 1.78 or so, and then have it try a little bit lower. But I went ahead and hazarded a real small early long on this one just in case. If it comes up, looks a little weak here, I'll probably get out and then look to get in lower. KTA, this one's just a good example of people have a hard time drawing lines and whatnot on their chart, right? So instead of using candles, I just kicked this over to the line, and so that sort of, that shows the closures. That can be really super helpful for people. This one's also down. It's almost hit our channel breakdown target, and it looks like it's moving back up. Expect some it probably come down and hit that actually. Low support about 3.64. Broccoli. So broccoli had this inverse Adam and Eve, so a bearish Adam and Eve formation, came down, hit its target, is now back up. This was a nice buy down here. It's back at this resistance. So, challenging that rising trend line there. I would expect it to dip back down here. Maybe come back down to this 22 level or something. A little confluence right there. So dip down there probably, and then have another try back up. And finally, Woolly. It's getting a little deep on the retrace, but still some potential for upside here. This feels a little bit like a blow off top, so you're looking for a deep retrace. I like this 786 level here, like a little under 300 for some support. Little pocket down here, could get 250. You get a stink bid down to 250. Lower than that, basically just gets unhealthy. The chances of recovery are pretty low. That's it for the speed run.
Awesome. Love the TA on the low caps. I really appreciate you bringing that to us every week. Okay, I guess that's it, gentlemen. A little bit short, well, 46 minutes. Good. Kept it under an hour. Ton of news. Again, tomorrow is the White House Crypto Summit. Right now, we're obviously showing a bit of a sell-off, sell the news. But tomorrow, we can hope for a big announcement, something bullish that can really help the market long-term. And maybe, that will change the crypto space for the better going forward. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me. Thanks, Cruiser. Thanks, Juan. Thanks, Terry. Don't forget, everyone, on your way out, check out in the descriptions or in the description of the video. There's the link for the newsletter, for the DGENZ weekly newsletter, as well as their Discord. Don't forget to check them out. Also, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And leave a comment below. Anything you want us to cover on future streams or any questions or concerns or comments you may have. Both negative and positive. We really enjoy all the feedback we get from our viewers. Thanks again, everyone, and appreciate you for joining us. And hopefully you join Juan and I on Monday for the weekend report. And then, of course, next Thursday as well for the next week's live stream on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Happy trading.